Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyid al-Mursaleen, Nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us of the people of Iman and the people of Taqwa in Dunya and Akhirah. This is the 35th session from the very important book from Muhammad ibn Salih Uthaymin entitled Fawaid al-Taqwa min al-Quran al-Kareem, the benefits of Taqwa from the Noble Quran. And today's session, inshallah, we're going to be looking at 2 ayat and 2 points in benefit from Surah az-Zukhruf. So the author says in point number 94, أن الآخرة للمتصفين بها. The Akhirah is surely only for the people who have the characteristic and the feature of a taqwa. قال تعالى, this is because Allah says in the 35th ayah of az-Zukhruf, وَالْآخِرَةُ عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. And the hereafter, with Allah, and the hereafter, with your Lord, is for those people who have taqwa. This is Surah az-Zukhruf, ayah number 35, chapter number 43 from the Quran. And in this ayah, we learn something that the author has previously mentioned, is that the Akhirah, Jannah, Allah's pleasure, is only for the people who have taqwa, meaning those people who get closer to Him by doing what He has commanded us to do, and they abstain from what He has told us to abstain from. Point number 95. Innal khulla. Okay, now here khulla refers to a love which is the highest level of love. إن الخلة بين الأحبة فيها ثابتة في الدنيا والآخرة. Okay, the people that you more than just are friends with, the people that you love the most in this dunya, you will have that with them in the Akhirah as long as both parties have taqwa. But the people who have khulla in the dunya, they must love one another. They probably, are married and, they follow one another. Maybe one has khulla, has a love of, affection towards another one. The other one doesn't have it back. All of that is possible. But those who do it for the sake of the dunya, it stops in the dunya. But those who do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with ikhlas and taqwa, that will continue for them in the Akhirah. Meaning, your love for the sake of Allah in the dunya, which instills ikhlas and taqwa, will be of something which is khair for you now and khair for you tomorrow. Allah says in ayah number 67, Al-akhillau yawma'idhin ba'duhum li ba'din adu'un illa al-muttaqin. On the day of judgment, those people who used to love one another in the dunya, on that day they will be enemies to one another. And this is jazaa wifaqa. This is a just recompense, because they used to love one another in being disobedient to Allah. Therefore, on the day of judgment, they will be disobedient to each other. However, those who used to love one another for the sake of Allah and being obedient to Allah in the dunya, they are the people of taqwa. So on the day of judgment, Allah will elevate them in their khulla and establish it for them in the Akhirah, just as He established it for them as an act of worship in the dunya. Point number 95, he's saying here, إِنَّ الْخُلَّ بَيْنَ الْأَحِبَّةِ. The khulla and the love that you have with one another, your family members, your parents, your children, your spouses, فِيهَا ثَابِتٌ فِيهَا ثَابِدَةٌ فِي الدُّنْيَا, and it is established in the dunya as an act of worship, and it will be for them in the Akhirah. Why? Allah says, الْأَخِلَّاءُ يَوْمَئِذٍ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ عَدُوٌّ إِلَّا الْمُتَّقِينَ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and this is not being mentioned by the author, Ya ibadi, my servants, لا خوف عليكم اليوم ولا أنتم تحزنون. You had taqwa in the dunya. You loved one another for the sake of my sake, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. O my servants, today there will be no fear. And there will be no sadness. Fear, why? About what's going to happen next. Where am I going to go? Allah is saying, don't be scared. وَلَا أَنْتُمْ تَحْزَنُونَ. And don't be sad. Sad for what? Sad for what we have left in the dunya. We've left our houses. We've left our... everything that we used to know has gone. Allah is saying here, don't be sad. Who are the people of taqwa? Next ayah. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. They used to believe. They perfected their iman to the best of their ability. They had taqwa. They had tawheed. الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِآيَاتِنَا وَكَانُوا مُسْلِمِينَ. And they used to submit to Allah in their actions. أُدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ. O people of taqwa, enter into Jannah. أَنْتُمْ وَأَزْوَاجُكُمْ تُحْبَرُونَ. You and your spouses, you and your family members, you and your partners, the people that you were with this khullah, enter with happiness. What happens when you enter? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then says in ayah number 71, يُطَافُ عَلَيْهِمْ بِسِحَافٍ مِّن ذَهَبٍ وَأَكْوَابٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in honoring them, as they enter Jannah, as they reside in Jannah, they will be presented with trays of gold, and cups will be on top of those trays, and they will be passed around for them to drink from whatever they want to drink. يُطَافُ عَلَيْهِمْ بِسِحَافٍ مِّن ذَهَبٍ وَأَكْوَابٍ. Trays of gold, cups of gold, full with pleasure and delight. وَفِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي الْأَنفُسُ. And in Jannah you will have whatever your soul would desire. وَتَلَذُّ الْأَعْيُنِ. And what your eyes will bring, or what will bring delight to your eyes, will be found in Jannah. وَأَنْتُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. And in there you will abide forever. وَتِلْكَ الْجَنَّةِ. And this is the Jannah. الَّتِي أُورِثْتُمُوهَا بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. You have inherited, you have earned for yourself because of your deeds. So now the author, rahimahullah, is saying that love and that cooperation and that goodness is based on taqwa, and it will be established as an act of worship for them in the dunya, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will recompense it with the best of rewards in the akhirah. The author is saying here, point number 94, the people of taqwa will have the akhirah with their Lord. The people of taqwa will have one another that they used to have in the dunya with their Lord, and they will be enjoying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's reward with one another. And that completes the perfection of the reward that they will get for having taqwa. So what we learn from these two ayat from Surah az-Zukhruf, my brothers and sisters, is that if we want to be the people of Jannah in the Akhirah, we need to be the people of Jannah in the dunya. We need to have the behavior of the people of Jannah. We need to have the cleanliness of the people of Jannah in the dunya. How is it possible that a person is not clean in his heart and then yet he expects to attain Allah's Jannah? How is it that a person is not seeking to complete his manners and his character, yet then he seeks to be from the people of Jannah? How is it that a person wants to get to Allah's Jannah, but he's not done the acts of worship which would necessitate him attaining Allah's Jannah through His mercy? The house in the dunya should be a house of Jannah in the dunya, so that we can attain the true house of Jannah in the Akhirah. The hearts in the dunya should be the hearts of the people of taqwa and the people of Jannah in the dunya, so that we can attain Allah's Jannah in the Akhirah. The actions of the people in the dunya should be the actions of the people of taqwa, so that you can be from the people of the Jannah whilst you are still in the dunya. These are two very profound points that the author has made here, rahimahullah. أن الآخرة للمتصفين بها. The Akhirah will be for the people of Taqwa. Why? Because they had it in the Dunya. إن الخل بين الأحبة فيها ثابتة في الدنيا والآخرة. This love that you have for one another, that cooperation, the household, the characters, the actions, acts of worship, all of that they seek to help complete one another will be established with Allah, and they will attain Allah's Jannah and the delight and His pleasure that He has prepared for the people of Taqwa. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us the people of Taqwa in the dunya, so that He can reward us with such in the Akhirah. هذا والله أعلم. صلى اللهم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.